Welcome to Last Time Online. This episode is brought to you by Dogma Games, my very own game studio. I'm currently working on my first game called Wake Out of Twilight. Wake Out of Twilight is a 2D platformer game based in a futuristic dystopia where nearly all parts of life are automated. Life couldn't get any easier, but the price to pay was more than anybody agreed to. Navigate through traps, obstacles, and puzzles in order to save everybody from the nightmare. If you would like to be the first to know when I have updates or when the game is releasing, you can go to Steam and wishlist the game. Now, let's get on with the episode. What's up, gamers? Welcome to Last Time Online, the nerdy podcast on the internet where the nerds talk about nerdy stuff. And I am the host. I'm George, and today we are joined by Lewis.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Ooh, spice. I love it. Jonathan.
What's up?
Justin.
Wow. Hello.
And Alvaro.
Mar-a-Lago.
Ooh, I love it. So we start off these podcasts with a nerd report, and you got me stumbling over my words over here with those with those intros over here. We used to start these off with nerd reports, which is us updating on what we've been doing over the last week, and this week I actually kind of have a lot of stuff that I did. So first thing I'll get out of the way is I finished basically all the features in my game. So reality, like the only thing I need to do now is I'm gonna update the music, and there's just like a lot of polish I'm gonna do. And I plan on releasing the game in about I'm gonna say like probably like 2 months. I think that's what I'm like looking. Wait, that's not, it's kind of long, huh? Yeah, it's like a month and a half. I think that I'm like looking to release the game. So I'm afraid to officially mark that as official on Steam, but I think I'm going to do that pretty soon. So I finally finished Watch Dogs 2, which I promised I wouldn't bring up until I finished it, but I actually did. I said a lot about the game already, so the only thing I'll add is that Ubisoft actually does a good job at stealth games. I kind of forgot that, and yeah, although the core gameplay wasn't my favorite, because in my personal opinion, it's kind of hard to make stealth feel that good. But I do appreciate that game did actually have like a good amount of variety in the gameplay too. They didn't make you just do stealth stuff all the time. So yeah, overall, I liked it. I love the vibe. Glad I finished it. And then I watched 3 movies in the last week. One of them was a movie I actually really wanted. I tried to like. It was Red Notice on Netflix, and I mean, like, what's not to love, right? It's Ryan Reynolds, it's The Rock, and it's Gal Gadot, right? It has a recipe for a good movie, right? It has the recipe there, but yeah, I'm those points in that movie where I was watching it, I was kind of embarrassed for whoever directed it, because it was like it was bad. Next thing I watched was The Northman, which I thought was really cool. Like really close. It's really close to being a great movie. It's hard to say what I don't even like about it. It was just really good. Yeah, really gritty. It's kind of like a nightmare in like the old times kind of theme, I guess, which was like really cool to watch. I don't know what else to say about that movie. It was just really cool. And I actually got around to watching Bullet Train 2 last night, which I thought I would like more, but I still liked it a decent amount. It was pretty random, sort of stylized action. With it seemed like a little bit cliche at times, but it was pretty tightly woven together. Pretty cool to watch. The highlight of it was probably the acting in it, like all the characters and all the acting, and it was pretty great. Especially Brad Pitt. He did a great job at being like a funny character. I don't know how often I see Brad Pitt playing a funny character. And yeah, that's it. That's all I'll say. Bullet Train was pretty cool. If you would I recommend it though? Would I recommend it? It's a fun movie. Don't expect too much, and then you'll like the movie, I think. And so I think next I'll go in like a reverse order again today. So let's go with Justin first today.
Wow, I feel so special.
Wow. Yeah, I know. I need to.
I actually watched a bunch of movies as well. I first of all, I watched the Lightyear movie, and
Oh,
I don't know what the haters are about because that movie was like good. I
Okay.
actually I enjoyed it. I don't know why people didn't like it. There was nothing wrong with it. I don't think. Um, if I don't know if people have issues with it, come find me. But
It didn't have Home Improvement or Santa Claus.
oh, who cares? It was still a good movie.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Nah,
I
it's
figured
not
that's
bad.
one of the issues.
It's a good movie. I don't know why people are hating on it. Like it was a really good movie. I also watched Uncharted, so National Treasure.
oh.
Up to
Okay,
date.
okay.
I didn't. It was good. It was decent. I did not like it either. It just reminded me of National Treasure. It really reminded me of the game though. Well, obviously that's what it's supposed to do. But
Yeah.
I thought about it and I watched it with Alexis and she's like, "There's like a lot of history." And it's like, yeah, and it's like it's all true too. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed that movie too. It was a good movie. I actually started a new game on the Switch. I'm playing Luigi's Mansion 3. Because why
A
not?
little to that one.
Yeah. Well, I had started it on Jonathan's Switch when I was living with,
Oh, okay.
there, and then didn't finish it, and then I didn't. In order for me to finish it, I would have to borrow his thing, so I didn't.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just start it over, and I'm having fun with that because I felt like it's like Stray. I just walk around and hit Mario all the time instead of meowing. So, I actually played a new game, new board game called Gargoyles. You know, like the original Gargoyles,
Okay.
the cartoon. Yeah,
The Disney cartoon?
yeah, like the Disney
Okay,
cartoon.
okay.
It's called Gargoyles: The
Nice,
Awakening.
nice.
It's like a co-op game. It was pretty fun. It was really easy. We clapped it. I would recommend it, but it's more for like younger crowds, I think.
Hmm.
And then what's it called? Also, I got a new game called Villainous for the. It has the Star Wars edition because Alexis likes Star Wars, so we got that. And that's about it. I'll actually be posting a picture on the social media later, so stay tuned.
Yeah. Follow us.
Yeah. But other than that, it's been a pretty chill week.
All right. Nice. Cool. And we'll move on to Alvaro.
I didn't do any media consumption this week because I was out of town in San Francisco. Outside Lands. I was there for 3 days. I got to see a bunch of musical acts I hadn't seen before, which was nice. Yeah, it was just very tiring. I ended up getting sunburnt. I mean, you can't really tell on camera. I do have a sunburn. It's pretty bad. I was super dehydrated. Definitely don't try and get wasted at a festival. You'll go bankrupt. Don't even attempt it. But yeah, I got to see Weezer. I got to see Post Malone.
Was he
And
dancing?
a few other small ones. Who?
Was Post Malone dancing?
Is that like a meme? I don't.
Yeah, it's
Actually, yeah.
it is a meme. The TikTok.
I wouldn't
It's
know.
pretty funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Yeah, like so yeah, it took me all weekend. The only thing I didn't like was that I was by myself, so there's no like splitting the hotel room with anybody. Like it's all on me now. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, it was a good time. I would definitely. I mean, I did it last year. There's like I have a shirt on from 2021, but last year it was in October and it was on Halloween. So I felt like that one was
that
more
would have been
special.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I got to see Tame Impala then, which is like one a bucket list band of mine. But yeah, I mean, I would probably go again, honestly. Like I've had a good time both times, but I just feel like you never forget your first.
All right then. Let's.
Actually, I do have one more thing. While I was in San Francisco, I had to give up to my boy Brandon hooked me up with a passport. So
Where are we going?
So we ready? Yeah, let's go.
so we can go to Canada.
Let's go see the
We
world.
go to Washington.
But do you have a real ID?
I mean, this is better than that, but
I think
I can get one. I can get one.
I think you still need both.
But yes, my plan is to go to the Women's World Cup in New Zealand next year. Fingers crossed.
That'd be crazy. Dang.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
that was my weekend.
Time to go see the world, right?
Yeah.
All right. So okay, cool. Next we'll go with Jonathan.
All right, let's see if I can get through this without my mic cutting out. This week, the first thing I watched was Case Close Zero's Tea Time. While I wouldn't say it was bad, I don't think I can like recommend it really, unless you've like watched the regular show that it's spun off of, because I thought it was gonna be like just this character's like own little thing, but it's kind of like little short episode. Like it was like 6 episodes on Netflix, and it's like each episode's like 10 minutes, so I finished it in an hour. And it seems to like cut timeline wise into stuff that's happening in the plot of the regular show. So like I didn't know who this character was, and I didn't know any of the stuff that was happening. I was hoping it was going to be like similar to the other show, and it was not even similar in genre. So I was a little disappointed. It wasn't bad. It was just, if I caught up on the regular show, I would probably have liked it more. And after that, I also watched Bullet Train, which I actually really enjoyed it. I mean, it's dumb, like fun popcorn flick, and there was like 2 other people in there, and I don't know if those teenagers were actually watching the movie or if they were just making out on the top row. But me and Alina, we enjoyed it.
Either way, they had fun.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
But where are
You know,
the thumbs?
Bullet Train had like
everything together.
Bullet Train had like a Kingsman vibe to me. Now that I think about it, it was
Yeah,
like it was like that kind of action almost. You know, silly.
I felt like it was like the storyline was like really tied. Like the story was tied together pretty cool or neatly. Like everything they showed connected. Like no matter how small. But yeah, even like the life of the water bottle segment, and then towards the end of the movie. Yeah. I didn't know who Bad Bunny was.
Oh my god.
Did he play that? Did he play that husband dude?
Yeah,
now I know who you're talking about.
Oh man.
Okay, that's funny.
I mean, he barely said any words.
Yeah.
He was just standing there looking pretty.
Wow.
Which I guess I can see why the ladies like him. He's an objectively attractive dude. But yeah. Yeah, it was I enjoyed the movie for what it was. It's not an 18er movie, but it's a good time at the very least. And then what I spent most of my week doing was watching Vinland Saga, which while is very good, is not a good time.
I love that show. Yeah, I love that anime.
Like this is where the happiness starts, and then it's just all down. There's no happiness. There's no like gratification. It's just all like I felt like, at least when I watched Metal Gear Solid, not Metal Gear Solid, sorry, Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, okay.
Nice.
There was some comedy like sprinkled in there to like break up the depression, but that Vinland Saga didn't have it. The action was really good. It's very gory. It's just it's a little draining to like go through, like power through. But I'm curious on where they'll take it for season 2, if it gets a season 2.
I hope it does. There's more story to tell. But yeah, you finished season 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was pretty much the bulk of my week. And then I watched season 2 of The Rising of the Shield Hero, which is pretty good. It's not as good as the first season, but even then, the end of the season 1 kind of petered out towards the end, just because like you really get connected with this character who is like, you know, he's transported to another world to be a hero, and then everyone just dog piles on him and like just makes his life miserable to the point where he goes from an optimistic dude to just straight hateful and spiteful asshole of a person. And like you're like, oh yeah, when he's like succeeding, but then like there's kind of like, I feel like the end of the first season, it kind of like peaks with still like 6 episodes left, and there's like a little side arc that felt like filler, and even the second season kind of felt like filler a little bit. It was good, it was enjoyable, but like I said, you don't have, it is completely different from the first season in like tone. So, but it's still solid. And I played one chapter in Live Alive, and I played the prehistoric level, and the game mechanics for that one is a crafting system and a hunting system. So basically, you're a caveman, and you press Y, and he sniffs the air, and then when you're on the open fields, there's little scent clouds, and when you run up to him, it'll either show like an animal, and then it'll show like little scent trail, and you follow it to find the random encounter, or it'll do like a question mark, and that's an item, and you kind of follow it. And so that's how you kind of like level up in that chapter, is you're hunting animals to get stuff to craft weapons. And there's no dialogue in that whole entire chapter because they're cavemen, so they don't use words. Everything is just sounds and gestures, and sometimes they play with like colors.
No grunts.
Speaking Comanche.
Yeah. The move sets were pretty funny. Like the two main characters, the boy and his gorilla Gory, they fart. They have a they have a ranged fart attack, and the ape throws his shit as a poison attack.
God damn.
I actually got a clip of that. I'm gonna try and see if I can
put it on our socials.
Yeah. But there's literally no dialogue to read when characters are interacting. It just shows pictures and hand gestures. So that's how you kind of infer like what's happening. Except for the very end after the credits roll, there's one speech bubble when your main character gets the happy ending. Literally.
Okay. I was gonna ask.
I mean, literally.
Good for him.
But yeah, I've completed 3 chapters of the 8, and I'll only put about 10 hours, and that's including the 2 chapters that I already started from the demo. So I'm thinking that I'm almost done, maybe halfway. Still got present day. I still got near future, and then I got to finish distant future and the Edo period, and then I think there's a secret chapter that doesn't unlock until you beat everything else. But I'm enjoying it. Highly recommend.
All right, nice. Yeah,
or I'll let you borrow it if you want. If whoever gets a Switch.
I'll give the developers my money if it's a good game. So.
Yeah, it's definitely. And you know what? The good thing is it's not a full price game either. It's not a $60 game. It's I think it's. I think it was $49.99 and then I got the Walmart discount, so we only paid $40.
I actually didn't know that. Okay, so all right then, cool. We'll move on, and Lewis, close it out for us.
Yeah, so I had a pretty fun week. On Saturday, my sister threw a birthday party. It was like themed with the cholo / chola theme, like gangster, old school kind of vibe thing. So it was like real fun. My cousin, he does DJing on the side, so he has like all like the old school tracks, like anything old school you could think of, he probably has it. So it was a lot of good vibes, good food. We had like a I guess my sister's friend's mother does like tacos on the side. She has like her own grill and stuff, so we had that. Horchata, a lot of beers. So it was a good time. let's just like dance in the night and shit. But yeah, it was fun. I also watched for what I watched the recently new Predator movie, Prey.
Oh,
I gotta say it's like probably the best Predator since the original. All the other ones are like pretty like dog shit.
Is it better than the original?
It's up there. It's its own thing, but the original's good. But this one's like its own, like it stands up to it. I'll say
Okay.
that for sure. Yeah,
I had one person said that it might be better than the original.
I probably might be, but they're totally different, like settings and like vibes to them, and like definitely like this one has like more female dominance on the screen compared to the other one where it's all like masculine and like all like machismo. Yeah, I really liked it. It's like very pretty movie. I think it's like filmed in Canada. I'm not sure what part, but it's like real pretty. All the outside settings. There's also there's a dub version of it. It's in Comanche, which is also pretty cool that they dubbed it all in Comanche, and I think it's all the actors did it in those voices too. So
So
that was, like,
Comanche,
real cool.
is that like their the native language that
Yeah.
they use over there? Okay.
hmm
I was just,
So do they get actors or actresses that could speak Comanche as well, or?
I think they are Comanche actors,
Oh, okay,
like
that's cool.
wow,
like
nice.
from tribes. But yeah, I also one of my coworkers recommended me to watch this anime. It's called Super Crooks, which he
Okay.
told me like a little bit about it. He said
I've
if
seen
you
it on Netflix.
yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll give you the settings like it's like in a superhero world where kind of like people get like superpowers. I guess kind of like My Hero Academia, but it starts off with this boy gets his powers, and he wants to become a hero, but he ends up like kind of like messing up and like kind of like all right, since I'm not gonna be a hero, I'm gonna become a villain, and it's the pretty much like revolves around like the story around villains instead of the heroes. It's just kind of like a little bit kind of like The Boys, where you kind of like like the villains are like against the heroes, but the heroes are kind of like the villains, you know? It's like kind of
Just
like a
like
little
The
bit two way.
Boys.
Yeah. So there's like lots of like heroes are like pretty cruel and like they kill like innocent people and civilians like carelessly, and they don't get in trouble at all, while the villains are just trying to like make money and shit. But it's a real good story. It's only like 13 episodes, and each episode's like based on a name of a villain or a hero that's like about on that episode. So it's pretty cool. It's a lot of good like backstory. And I guess it's based off it's in the same universe of a comic that's called Jupiter's Legacy, I think. So it's kind of like a bigger universe that's like
That
this Super
sounds
Crooks is like
familiar.
a spin-off. Yeah.
Is that the
It's like
Channing
a
Tatum movie?
No.
No, that's I don't remember what that one is, but that one put me to
That's
sleep.
Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Same thing, right?
So there's a TV show for Jupiter. Oh, that was a Netflix show, wasn't it?
Which
Ju-
one?
Jupiter's
Jupiter.
Legacy.
It might have been.
Yeah,
I know it's
yeah,
based off a comic, but Super Crooks is based off a comic that got turned into an anime. It's in English and in Japanese, but probably the Japanese version is probably better. There's one scene that I like, which I'll describe it in one word. It's chainsaw.
Okay.
It's yeah, but yeah. A lot of the heroes have like pretty cool powers. One controls electricity.
Huh.
One like teleports. One can control the weather. One villain has like the power to give people bad luck, so they like shit happens to them randomly. It's pretty cool.
If I were to have a superpower, I feel like that would be the one to have, right? Because you're like, who's gonna say that like you killed somebody, right? Like, no, he has bad luck, right? He just
And-
like
but
that's
the-
an anonymous superpower.
But this, I'll say that the superheroes in this show are pretty like overpowered. There's this one guy that if you do watch it, his name's a Praetorian.
Mhm.
He's like the craziest thing like you'll ever like see in superheroes. He's like very like top like
Like
can't beat
Superman and Homelander
Maybe.
kind of thing. Okay.
kinda, yeah, probably close to Homelander, yeah.
Okay.
Except he doesn't wear a cape. But a lot of the villains
No
are
capes.
cool. The heroes are cool. Even like there's like a super villain boss. His name's the Bastard, and like
Mhm.
you'll find out about him, and his power is pretty crazy. I won't say anything about it, but yeah, it's a real
Okay.
good show. It's only
Su-
like 13 episodes, like 23 minutes each. It's easy to binge.
Super Crooks on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pretty good like style. Like the animation style is pretty cool.
All right.
That's all I've done. And also, I forgot. I've been getting back into World of Warcraft, trying to level a character so I could play Wrath of the Lich King Classic in like what, a month and a half from now. So I'm trying to level up in there,
Mhm.
and that's it.
All right, cool. Well, that was our nerd report, and for the topics for the day, we are going to discuss the price hike for Disney Plus because I think some of us, at least some of us here, have predicted it. But Disney Plus got a price hike that I think you must be naive to not expect, right? But like, I guess Disney got their price hike, and who has the exact numbers? I know one tier is going up $1, and another tier is going up some other amount. Like, who else knows that? I think the wait.
Yeah.
So, what are the current tiers for Disney Plus right now? I actually
Just
only,
Disney.
I actually only
I think it
knew
only
there
has
was only
one.
one.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the basic one. It's like $7.99 a month,
Here, let
Okay.
me-
unless
let me
you have the bundle though.
Share it.
Okay. But
Can't do that.
somebody here said that it was only going to raise $1 for other people, but not for them.
That I didn't know of.
I'm trying to share this picture that I saved, but it is not letting me. So I'll just read it. So basically, for subscription plans, going down the line, Disney Plus Basic with ads is going to be $7.99. So it's getting ad support as well. And the premium no ads $10.99.
So they're not only at. Okay, well, yeah.
So that's actually a big price jump right there.
Yeah,
Because
so-
it was
7.99 to 10, yeah.
So not only are they increasing the price, they're adding a different like tier kind of thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So they added an ad tier, which is $7.99, which is $1 more than what was it? It was $6.99 before,
It's 7, right?
correct?
I
It
thought
was
think
was it
$7.99.
$7.99 for the
Mhm.
original?
Yeah.
So for
Um,
people that want the cheapest option, basically, you have to
Go
pay
ahead.
$1
It'll be
$1
ad-
more, and you have to watch ads now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you want no ads, it's $10.99 a month. And then for Hulu with ads, $7.99 as well. No ads premium Hulu, $14.99. And then we have ESPN, which is just has with ads. It went from $6.99 to $9.99, which is a rip. And then you can also get an option for UFC pay-per-view, which is $75 per event, which is nuts. But if you want to pay the annual price, $125, and you get to see, you get all of the pay-per-view events, which I guess is kind of worth it considering.
That sounds like a
Fuck.
deal now.
One of them
Yeah.
is 80, yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts. And these are effective August 23rd.
Yeah,
That's
that's one way to get the
So-
boys over, right? Like, hey, I got an ESPN subscription for
So-
UFC.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So actually, ESPN stuff is active as of August 23rd. Hulu price increases go up October 10th, so we have a little bit. And then the bundles. So if you want to get Disney Plus and Hulu with ads, it's $9.99 a month. If you want all three, it's $12.99 a month, and that's with ads. I don't know what Legacy means. Legacy Disney Plus, no ads. Hulu with ads, $14.99, and then Disney Plus, no ads. Hulu, no ads, $19.99, and that they both include ESPN Plus. But who cares? It's ESPN Plus.
Well, I guess the way I think of it though is like I might as well just get the bundle for ads, right?
Well,
Because
oh,
I'm
yeah.
already watching. I'm already watching Hulu with ads. I guess I'll
I don't
take
want-
ESPN that I'm not going to use, but I mean, if it comes
It
with,
depends.
so I'm basically. You said it was like You said it was $12.99 for both, for all three.
So
With
so
ads,
if you
right?
so there's three tiers. If you want Disney Plus and if you want all three with ads, it's $12.99. If you want all three with Disney Plus no ads, it's $14.99. And if you want Disney Plus and Hulu with no ads at all, then it's $20. Which I mean,
It's actually not too bad if you bundle it.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I might
'Cause I
just be
mean-
forced to get all three then.
because it's $25. It's $25 just for Hulu Plus and Disney Plus with no ads, separate.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh yeah, get this thing. So you have to get ESPN Plus because it's, $5 cheaper.
Yeah. So, yeah. So in general, what I'm hearing is that it actually sounds like significant price increases all around,
Mhm.
unless you bundle.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
which is what they want you to do.
Yeah. Because for Disney, if you have to pay $1 extra just to watch it and you get ads too, that seems like that's like a big ask.
It is.
Yeah. And did they even say anything about like stream quality either? Like, you can still get the high quality stuff at
The 4K IMAX ones.
Yeah, I don't think it's changed. That's changing. Maybe the ad version won't have it. Though
I'm hoping.
the $14.99 is the legacy. I don't know. It sounds like, based on the term legacy, that if you don't have it, then you either get the $12.99 or the $19.99. I don't know if it's just legacy because that's the original plan and they're keeping it that way, or legacy because you have to be in it to get it, and once you're out of it, you can't go back to it because usually there's when they do stuff like that. But I'm not entirely sure.
So, does this change? Like, what's everyone here thinking about? Like, how they're going to continue their subscription, if they're going to continue? Like, is everyone here going to bump up to the next price, or do we care about ads? What's your guys' thoughts?
Well, I guess I'm kind of lucky because I don't actually pay for my Disney Plus. Like, it's linked up to my parents' Verizon account.
We're going to edit that out so Mickey doesn't come for you.
No, well, I'm on a family plan, so.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they had those.
I think, I don't know if they still do, but Verizon was doing a thing where you get free Disney Plus if you're Verizon, if you have a Verizon account.
Yeah.
So, and I think we were supposed to get ESPN Plus too, but my dad never set it up. But I'm fine with. I thought I was going to be able to watch the baseball games, but I still can't watch the baseball games because there's
You
still
need MLB
blackouts.
for that. That's
Yeah.
its own. That's its own
No,
thing.
that doesn't
really?
even work either.
Really?
It doesn't work. If I was a Dodgers fan, I could watch every single game. But the fact that I'm a Giants fan and I live in Giants territory, I cannot watch a game that the Giants have not sold out, which isn't happening because they suck this season.
That's rude.
It's true. Our
They're
defense
working
is,
on it.
Our defense is terrible.
They're always working on it.
This isn't a sports podcast, so we're not going to go deep into that.
All right. Well, so I guess maybe this might seem like an obvious answer, but I'll just ask it anyway. Do we think that PlayStation, or why did I say PlayStation? What do we think that Disney Plus has the offerings to be a $7 subscription with ads? Because I guess right now that's like the same price as Hulu, right? So I guess because Hulu right now is like about $7 with ads. Is that correct? Give or take $1, I guess. So
Yeah.
do we say that Disney Plus offers like, I guess, the same amount of stuff that Hulu is right now?
I would say no.
You would say no, actually.
Just
Okay.
Yeah, because like Hulu has like movies and shows and stuff, and it's not just original stuff, which is the main course, for Disney Plus.
Okay.
I guess it depends on your demographic. So like if you have kids, right, then Disney Plus would be worth it, right? Because Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and shit. Like,
Yeah, but they had that when it was like
I guess it
$6
just depends
with
on
no
how
ads
bad
though
the
still,
ads
right?
are.
I think they had like the Mickey Mouse Club since it came out though, and that's back when it was like $6
I mean,
The original
still.
Disney Channel.
It has
Yeah.
a lot. It does have a lot of content.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot. It's just a lot of old stuff. Whereas I feel like Hulu has a lot of now stuff.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
like for me, Hulu's more valuable than Disney Plus, except when there's a new Marvel show out. But like, I can cancel my Disney Plus until the show's like, you know, it's about to go, and then do a month and just watch it all in a week.
That's actually not the answer I thought I was gonna get from us. I thought I mean I do agree with everything that you guys said, but I think that maybe Disney kind of has a strong argument for having a more premium priced subscription though, because if you like take all the movies and shows that they've done, like for like whether they're good or not, like that's considered like the pop culture stuff right now, right? Because like there's
Right.
like a lot of people, like most of us here seen like a vast majority of like all the Marvel stuff and all the Star Wars stuff, right? So I mean, considering that, like they do have content that people do want to watch.
Yeah.
And that's excluding like the kids stuff, because I'm not familiar with that stuff. I know they have that stuff too. So I agree with you that they have less content than Hulu. I do still think that they have like the content that like a lot of people are watching right now too, though. So that's why like it's hard for me to say like whether or not it's like more worth it than Hulu or less worth it. It's kind of like comparing different things to me. But it is interesting that you guys are pointing out that like they definitely have less content though, less variety too, right? So yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of content, but it's the variety is the problem.
Yeah.
Because it's Marvel, Star Wars, and old Disney movies. It makes up the three faces of Mickey's face, the three circles of Mickey's face. I'm curious on how bad the ads are gonna be, and like, is it gonna be like, are they gonna get advertising for shows coming up? We're gonna get dished on, and
I mean, have you had Hulu with ads before?
I haven't watched Hulu with ads in a very long.
But you know what the experience is like.
I mean, it could have changed. It's been years.
Yeah.
But
Hulu,
I mean, Hulu is Disney, so it'll be the same way.
Well, what I'm at, like, well, you guys have said in the past the ads are not that bad on Hulu. I mean, I guess it just chalks it up to, you know, people aren't watching Disney Channel, people are not watching Freeform or ABC.
ESPN. They're not watching on cable.
They're not watching it on cable. They want people to watch their shit, and they want to get ad revenue, and they want to get paid doubly, and so that's why we're here. I mean, they're adding they already have all their stuff, and then I don't know if you guys have been in Disney Plus recently, but they're adding Dancing with the Stars, and it's Disney Plus exclusive, and it's weekly live stream, like just like a TV show.
Gotta get those middle-aged moms, man.
Yeah. So, like, who knows? Like, next year we'll get The Bachelor on Disney Plus. I mean, they
might have The Bachelor, but they don't have Fuckboy Island.
that's a real show, isn't it? Yeah, I think I saw that somewhere. It sounds like you made that up, but
No.
Sounds like
it absolutely is. Or it might be. No, I think that should be actually.
What do you think that? Okay, so the follow-up question is like, what do we think the general reaction or response to this price hike is going to be? Just like, shut up and keep paying, or?
I think people will be fine with it, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's that you know, frog in a cold pot of water with the heat being turned up slowly. I think that's the situation.
You think you mean was it Mr. Toad or whatever the fuck they are?
Yeah, Mr.
What's
Toad.
the Disney thing?
Yeah. Mr. Toad's wild ride inside the boiling pot.
I don't know how it's gonna work for me because I subscribed for the first 3 years, for $100, and that was a fucking bargain. That was totally
They,
worth it.
they still
Actually,
do
yeah.
have the annual pricing too.
Yeah, so if they still have annual, like I would honestly do that way because it's obviously cheaper.
Here's the thing,
Um,
though. You can get annual for Disney with no ads for $109.99,
Yeah.
but you cannot get annual for Hulu without ads. You can only
Yeah.
get annual Hulu with ads. So
Interesting choice for them.
I think it's probably
Yeah.
because there's more people that use Hulu
Ads.
with ads.
Yeah,
One of those.
people will put up with it. I wouldn't. But
Yeah,
I don't have
because
Hulu. So.
now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. Hulu has been one that's been like really close for me to like cutting off until I watched like the Wu-Tang Clan and apparently
Yeah.
Prey is like really good
Or
too.
Prey.
So like I mean
Yeah.
kudos to them for like coming out with some good content. Yeah, so I and thinking back at it, I think if I were to keep one of the services, I think it might be Hulu, and I Disney Plus might be the one I guess to axe for me though, because I mean the only things that I usually watch are like Star Wars and Marvel shows that come on, and like I said in previous episodes, I think I might be like taking a break from those. I say that now, but Andor does look pretty freaking
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
So
We
who
have
knows?
We have a nerd podcast. Write it off
I
on
know.
your taxes.
I know, but I don't want it to be like good point, right? But I don't want it to be like one show is like holding me to the subscription. You know what I mean?
But that's how they do it, and that's the most frustrating thing with Disney Plus. Like Hulu.
It's not just
has-
Disney Plus though, right? It's
No,
No.
well, it kind of is though. I mean, Netflix, I guess, does it, but with Hulu, you have all this shit that's on cable TV too. That's popping up on Fox and ABC.
Right.
I mean, not so much NBC and CBS, but so you have several shows that are coming out through the whole fall and spring, and then summer there's more movies. Whereas Disney Plus is literally just one show, and then one ends a couple weeks later, then another show.
Another one. It's like every
Yes.
6 weeks, something.
Yeah, and there's not that TV structure with Disney Plus, where you like if you're not into Marvel and you're not into
Star Wars.
Star Wars, then there's no new content for you unless you just perfectly fine watching old Disney stuff, which is
Very
okay.
true. Which is okay because like I mean, I don't know if any of you guys had like little cousins or little siblings that when they got hooked on a Disney movie, all they wanted to watch was the same movie over and over again.
Oh
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I mean, didn't we all used to do that? I know me and
I
Justin
think
did.
I'm pretty sure I have, but like I noticed it when I noticed like other kids doing it. Like so like Finding Nemo was a big one where it was just like just put Finding Nemo
Yeah.
on repeat, and that's
Coco was
good.
for my nephew.
Was that Poke?
Coco was for
Oh,
my
Coco.
nephew.
Okay.
He watched it every morning,
Coco!
for like 2 months straight.
In Spanish.
Damn.
No,
Yeah.
just in English.
Dang,
Yeah.
missed opportunity.
Sometimes he watch it in Spanish.
Yeah. The kids are gonna be mad about the the ads, I'm sure, right?
You know, Bullet Train was in Spanish. Nobody wants to go watch that shit. I know it was like random, but it just
That's
reminded me.
That's freaking random. Yeah, why'd you bring that
Yeah,
up? What the
like I
hell?
don't even think it was advertised in Spanish, but it was in Spanish and nobody watched it. Like
Oh, cause Bad Bunny, right? Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
But anyway,
The real question is like, are the kids gonna be upset with the ads, right? Like,
I would think so. Because
Yeah.
they just want to go straight to the shows and their
uh-huh.
Mickey Mouse stuff. So if they get an ad, they're gonna just like be bored and
Yeah.
I just
You know,
hope that
throw
the
a
ads
tantrum.
are better than that they are on TV. Like put the ads in the front, and then like one spot in the middle maybe. And at
So
the
three
end,
ads. So 3 ads per movie.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather watch just a one long trailer or something. But like for TV shows, especially the older ones, like they build pauses into the show so that way you can do ads.
Yeah.
But like the ad cuts on TV for movies are terrible a lot of the time. And that's what I don't want to see on Disney Plus because that would piss me off.
I think that would like persuade parents to like get the
Yeah, that's
the non-ad
yeah.
version.
Just
mean,
upgrade.
I
Yeah.
mean, they might still
Well,
have
weaponize the kids is what you guys are saying, right?
Oh, yeah.
cable. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, we already have Freeform, and so it's going to be pretty much just like watching a movie on Freeform.
It's gonna be like in Finding Nemo, you know that scene where like the fish are going like, I'm gonna touch the butt, you know? What if it's
Yeah.
what if it's like, I'm gonna touch the commercial, and then the kids get furious, right?
Progressive.
Yeah, progressive. Yeah, that's the ad I see most on
I'm gonna
Hulu.
touch the Progressive insurance that saves a ton when you bundle.
Yeah.
You know what? Also, I just thought, like, how much it's gonna add to the runtime of a movie? Because like you're watching a movie on TV, like an hour and a half movie turns into what, 3 hours?
2
or
hours.
2.5,
2 hours.
2.5, depending on the length of the movie. Like, that's gonna suck if they add an extra 30 minutes to your watch time for in ads
Yeah.
to movies.
Maybe you decide 30 minutes is worth like another $5 for your subscription, right? I already forgot the price difference, but yeah,
Time is money, man.
it is. That's why. So maybe it is worth it to get the like,
Extra $3.
yep. If the parents are watching it anyway, the parents don't care about the kids, right? So like,
Yeah, I mean,
I said,
I
did
don't-
you say you don't pay for Disney?
Disney Plus, no, I don't. And I hope it doesn't bump it. I don't think it would bump it down to ads, but if Verizon's thing changes where instead of getting you get
I could see them
Disney
getting
Plus,
rid of it.
yeah,
Mhm.
Disney Plus without ads. Now you get Disney Plus with ads with your Verizon
Yeah.
subscription.
Yeah.
Which
I
would
hope
be
they don't change it.
frustrating.
'Cause I have that too.
Then I
I
will
have the
just
bundle.
upgrade my
Mm.
my Hulu Plus with ads to the bundle, so that way I can watch it without ads.
all right. So let's segue into like kind of the next topic then. So, I mean, like when Disney or when any subscription service raises their price, I guess it's almost sort of like a burden. The burden's on them to like, I guess, keep the content going to like justify the price, right?
Right.
So, I mean, if Disney Plus has a price hike, they have to try harder to keep their customers subscribed, right? Do we think
Hopefully.
Right.
do we think that they can keep up with the content, right?
No.
This is also kind of like hinting at the fact that the Disney animators, their fingers hurt, man.
Yeah, they need to pay their visual effects artists more,
I will.
they need breaks.
or at least hire more.
Yeah. I don't know how the process is, but I mean,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like a very specific kind of like career, right? And not everybody
Yeah.
goes for VFX, so
yeah.
especially the 3D stuff. Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, like it's any creative process has to suck if you try to rush it, right? So, I mean, yeah, this is in reference to, I think was it after the Doctor Strange movie came out where people the visual effects artists for Disney were complaining that they, like their conditions are a little bit too rough for them.
Yeah, I didn't look
Yeah.
too much into it. I just know that they're having a hard time. That's all I do know that.
Yeah, keeping up with the how do you say it? The pace that Disney's trying to push out shows and movies, right?
I
Right.
mean, we're just gonna call it crunch because that's what it is.
Crunch.
It's and crunch
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, and I know like a lot of us have kind of been vocal about like either being tired of seeing like the CGI and effects in general. To I know Alvaro was the one that pointed out that the visuals were just basically non-existent in Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that it could have benefited from like more time into it, or do you think it's just like the fact that they're using visual effects in the first place?
I think they're probably leaning too much into it, though, right?
I mean, yeah, most of these movies are all green screen or shot on the volume stage, and so it's
Yeah.
like it's all special effects now.
Yeah.
Even for like a scene at a bar with 2 people, it'll still be on a fucking green screen.
Maybe they should be doing more practical effects you know.
Well, Disney
and-
has the money, so they're gonna keep going for it.
Call it Christopher Nolan, right?
But I mean, I was talking to Jessica about that too because for whatever reason she was watching Star Wars last week, and
Gross.
she was watching the prequel trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, it looks really bad. I'm like,
Real
yeah,
fake?
because it's all CG. I'm like,
The prequels?
for yeah.
Oh, I guess yeah, that was a lot.
And so like for whatever it's worth, like the original trilogy holds up the best because it was practical
all
effects,
practical.
puppets and makeup, and so it still looks good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like you look at the prequel trilogy, Hobbit, the Hobbit trilogy compared to the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, like we're gonna look at some of these Disney shows like I mean even now they're saying it looks bad, but just imagine in like 5 years or 10 years it's gonna look bad. It's gonna be like Mars Needs Moms.
Yeah.
Has it gone that bad? I never saw that movie, so I don't know how it was.
No one watched that shit because of the uncanny. That one was like living in the uncanny.
Oh, your mic went out.
Oh,
No,
Really?
you're back. It
Yeah.
just went out for a second, I guess.
I probably just went too far back
Okay.
like that.
Oh, yeah, I think it did.
Yeah, no one watched that shit.
I forgot what I was going to say, but oh well, I'll
Content retention.
yeah. But like with the animated stuff too, like going back to the animators having a rough time too. I think what you guys are trying to get at is like, I mean, like try to do more practical effects, right? Because and I agree, because I mean animation takes
Time.
there's a lot that can go wrong with animation, right? It takes like a lot of time. I would just say time. It takes a lot of time to make something look good.
Especially with 3D. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, me and Justin both took 3D animation in high school and college,
Mm-hmm.
and the hand-drawn stuff, desktop animation was when we took in high school. There's more room for error because you can always just throw out a sheet of your frame and just redraw it better.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when you're working on a computer, your computer can crash if you try and load too much. You know, there's your
Mm-hmm.
your skins, your shaders and stuff that can just look wonky, or if you're just animating in general, something goes wrong with your rig, and suddenly when you're in the walk cycle, your hand, which is supposed to be out here, is through your chest and on the other side of you, and that's just amateur stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Where our final projects, I had to crunch. I was working in the computer lab from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, open to close when I wasn't in class, for 2 weeks. And that was just for a minute and a half.
Of animation? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, a minute and a half of animation.
Disney, if you're
And video
listening,
editing.
Jonathan is willing to crunch for you. That's what I'm That's what
Yo,
I'm hearing.
That shit's not fun though when you crunch. Like,
No.
Oh yeah.
I mean, nothing's fun.
The
to
animation
crunch.
is fun.
No, yeah.
Like doing it is fun, but having to sit down in a lab for 2 weeks straight all day, you don't see the sunlight except for
Yeah.
maybe lunch. That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing is fun to crunch, but I would say especially if you're trying to do something like creative, right? Like I don't see how that comes out well for the final product.
I will say, if you get the reaction you're looking for,
Mm-hmm.
it feels worth it when other people are watching it.
Okay.
I will say that. So
Okay.
like if your product turns out good, then you might be more, the cognitive dissonance, be willing to justify the work you put in because you feel good about it. But if everybody's shitting on it like She-Hulk, then it's demoralizing.
She-Hulk didn't look that bad though, because it looked like it's not trying to be super realistic, right? I guess.
I know the first trailer got shit on, and then people were saying the second trailer improved.
Okay. maybe that's why the Disney animators spoke up after Doctor Strange, because like not a lot of people were in favor of that movie. So everyone that crunched for that movie were like, "What the hell?" Like it's because it's Disney's fault, for making us work
Yeah.
this hard.
Were they saying stuff about Thor too, or no?
But the animation,
I don't know. I
not the
noticed.
visuals, right?
No.
I don't know. That's why I was asking if.
Yeah, the
if
stuff that I heard bad
maybe-
about Thor was more towards like I guess like the writing and the goofy
Story.
comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Andor, gonna be on Disney Plus. Supposedly, I think Max said that it's not going to use the volume, which is like Disney's,
Right.
which is like Disney's
Stage.
basically, yeah, like next gen
3D stage.
green screen, I guess, yeah, like a 3D stage, which is basically special effects built into the scene when they record. But supposedly they're not using that, which is, I guess, when you're in the context of our conversation, is a good thing, right? Because they're not going to be. I would assume that implies that they're going to use more practical effects during their show.
The real locations.
Yeah, with the real locations and everything like that. That's big, right? Because, yeah, especially when I know. I guess now that I think about it, is that why they kept doing a bunch of shows in Tatooine? Because like the freaking background's easy to do.
It's all sand.
We figured it. We
Sky.
got you, Disney.
Sand castles.
That's why they're doing everything in Tatooine, because they the backgrounds are too hard in the other places.
And no one wants to go travel to a real desert.
Yeah. No one's gonna go to Tunisia. Not
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, well, hopefully, yeah. So hopefully, Andor is better, because hopefully they're using more practical effects. What can we do as viewers to help out our Disney animators? How could we fight for them? How could we be advocates for them to not have to crunch anymore, and tell Disney to please use more practical effects?
Scream into the Twitter
Yeah.
void. I don't.
Yeah. I don't.
I don't.
I think one of the biggest things with like animating, right, is Disney likes to promise things, right? Because they're a big corporation. So if they say, "Hey, this is coming out in August," you know what? This is coming out in August.
Yeah, no matter what.
I mean, I feel like their standards haven't adjusted due to everything that's been going on, right?
Everything,
Yeah. So like, which is understandable, because it's Disney, right? Disney has standards that you have to uphold, right? But like, they need to realize that sometimes when you don't have enough people or enough resources, that maybe you're not able to crunch and get something done in 6 months that you normally would, right?
Right.
But
I would just guess too that Disney can't postpone anything, because when you postpone one thing in Disney, it kind of pushes everything else back.
Everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Disney and maybe other studios would be willing to do that, but Disney wouldn't, because they know that everything that they put out is going to make money for them, and so they don't want them.
It's all
they,
it's all.
they don't want
all
their
bottom
sales.
line shit.
Yeah, they don't want their sales cannibalizing each other, right? Like
Yeah.
if they put out like Spider-Man and Thor at the same time, there was no way that's actually gonna happen. But like, say Spider-Man and Thor comes out at the same time, right? Like one of them's gonna suffer, or like in the end they're probably just gonna make like half as much money as they would have if they spread it out at a normal cadence.
that's gonna throw off the balance.
Yeah.
Well, that's why people are kind of worried about how they're gonna do 2 Avengers movies in 6 months.
They're
Okay.
probably gonna film them at the same time.
That's what I thought they were gonna do.
That'd be the ideal, right?
Yeah.
But it's
Because
Disney,
I thought they kind of did that for
Did they do that for Endgame and Infinity
Infinity
War?
War? Yeah,
I
I think
yeah.
they did.
Yeah, I thought they did a lot of the filming already. I thought a lot of the filming was like done already for Endgame when Infinity War came out. I could be wrong, but that's the impression I got.
Maybe all this stuff is just happening because everything got pushed back. And I know Doctor Strange had some re-edits, and so maybe it was just going to have issues in general. Maybe there was no way around.
Mm-hmm.
mean, Thor looked really good, I thought. So, it's probably going to be a case by case basis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's more like an art direction, stylistic choice kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I guess
Yeah.
I think there's probably no way that Disney's going to slow down their pace on releases of
No.
content.
Absolutely
No,
not.
they're on fire.
It's
Yeah.
not even just Marvel
Oh, yeah.
at this point, because like every single one of their shows, they or movies, sorry, and I guess and shows, they kind of line up so that way they give each other some breathing room, and if you push one back, then they want to minimize that overlap.
Yeah, like if you push anything back, it's gonna mess up the phase, like George just said, right?
I mean, I'm not even just talking about Marvel stuff, because you mean you look at they have Star Wars, but they also have whatever Fox is putting out, and all those Fox studios and the Buena Vista and all those other studios. But I don't even think they've put out anything in Buena Vista in a long time. But you know what I mean? Just like all the other Disney stuff. Like,
yeah.
They won't put a Frozen 3 anywhere near a Marvel release, like, because both of those movies would do really well, right? So, like, they gotta gap them out a little bit. Like, what was there a Disney animated movie last winter? Because they had Spider-Man in December, and I think their last big release was probably like in November or like late October or something like that. Ron's Gone Wrong. I know that one was Disney.
That
was on
movie was
Disney
great.
Plus.
That was Disney?
Yeah, Disney owns that one. I think it was a Fox movie, but
Yeah.
It was on-
that one was really good.
It was on Disney Plus. Yeah, it was.
But that
good.
one came out in October during Halloween.
It's kind of like one of those Free Guy movies. It's like it's a Disney movie, but it's not by Disney, but
Yeah.
under Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so Disney has a bunch of those movies that we don't even. So it's like you can't even just think about Marvel and Star Wars, and also the incoming 5 Avatar movies.
Is it really 5? I was just talking about this at work today. I thought it was 3.
It's supposed to be
think-
something like that.
I might be exaggerating a little bit, but I think it's at least 3, but I think it might be 5.
Hopefully I get to see it before I'm 50. Damn.
It
Right
was
now,
supposed to be, it was supposed to be like coming out every other year,
Yeah.
staggered with the canceled Star Wars movies that were supposed to happen.
So like Sonic 3 just got a release date, and it's the same
Let's
day
go!
as Avatar 3.
Let's go!
That's
So-
gonna be hilarious.
I don't think it's gonna hold. I think
Star Wars, Sonic's battling Avatar.
The two blue men going at it. Battle
Sonic
of blue
for
men.
one gets my vote.
I am curious on how
I agree with you right now, Justin. For now, I agree with you.
how many how public interest is going to hold for the Avatar movies.
I don't know.
It really depends on word of mouth, I think, because that's kind of what carried the first one.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna be a watch in 3D. Maybe go to IMAX for that.
I think the first one, I want to say that the movie succeeded more for like the visuals at the time, you know,
Yeah.
for like because the animation. I mean, this is an example of not Disney, right, where they take their time on the animation, they do things right.
Not
but
only that,
I thought that was like
It
the
was
hype
also-
around the first one. I don't know if they could recreate that same type of buzz because they'd have
it was also
Yeah.
the 3D too, because it was one
Yeah.
of the very few 3D movies that was actually filmed in 3D. Because
Yeah.
a lot of the 90% of them were just upscaled, and they don't even look. They don't even look like they're in 3D.
Yeah, I'll agree on that.
Yeah, so like I don't know, because the story was okay for Avatar, but I mean, I don't know what brings you back to see the second movie, unless you thought like the first movie had a super good story, or because like I said, like the
Didn't.
first one was just like the tech was like seemed like ahead of its time, and from what I've seen for the second movie, although it looks great, like it didn't seem like the same, like I guess step ahead in tech as the first one did.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
See,
We'll
now for animation, I'm looking at movies like
Spider-Man.
yeah, Into the Spider-Verse. that's like my bar now for great animation, and it has nothing to do with tech. It's just like very creative. That's all,
We'll see
Yeah.
what James Cameron's been working on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Having said that, I am excited to see it. The animation, I'm expecting to be like so much better than Disney, right? Because they've spent so much time on it. But it sounds like what we're thinking is like Disney is gonna have like a solid stream of content for their new service. For whether or not it's good is yet to be seen, but it's gonna be enough for a lot of people to keep subscribing. That sounds like what I'm hearing. Well, thank you for watching this far and last time online. Make sure to join us next time online when the Disney animators crunch and animate our V2 models.
Whoa.
Bye.
See ya.
Thank you for listening, but before you go, please make sure to like and subscribe to our show. And leave a comment with whatever thoughts you may have. We record a new episode of Last Time Online every week, so keep an eye out for the latest episode. From time to time, we stream on Twitch, so if you would like to see how we act while we are gaming, go over to our channel and give us a follow. We are sponsored by Dubby Energy Drink. Dubby gives you the focus so that you can just be better at video games, all while having no jitters or crash. Click on the link in the description for a 10% discount on your orders on us. We love taking feedback from our audience, so if you have a question for us, you and your question could be featured in our next episode. Check links in the description for ways to reach us and also where to follow each of us on social media. See you next time online.